I was born in the year 1762, the eldest son of King George III and Queen Charlotte. From my earliest days, I was surrounded by formality, order, and expectation. My father believed in duty above all else. I, however, believed that life was to be enjoyed. This difference between us would shape much of my life and reign. I was a lively and curious child, gifted in music and art, though less so in discipline. When I became the Prince of Wales, I was granted an income by Parliament, but my taste for elegance soon exceeded it. London became my stage. Grand banquets, glittering balls, and midnight gatherings of poets, painters, and politicians filled my world. I delighted in the company of those who lived brilliantly and thought freely. Yet behind the splendor, there were shadows. My debts grew large, and my father's patience grew thin. The crown and I stood opposed, his stern virtue against my restless heart. In 1785, against all advice, I secretly married Maria Fitzherbert, a kind and loyal woman, but a Catholic. The law forbade such a union, and so our marriage could not be recognized. It was a bond of love that brought me comfort, yet also sorrow, for it could never be spoken of openly. In 1795, to ease my debts and satisfy the government, I married my cousin, Caroline of Brunswick. From the moment we met, our union was doomed. We were strangers, she too quick-tempered, I too proud. Though we had one child, Princess Charlotte, we lived apart almost from the start. Charlotte was our only joy, and the hope of the nation. Her death in 1817 broke my heart, for in losing her, I lost the future. When my father's mind failed him, I became Prince Regent in 1811. The burden of government fell upon me, yet I found solace in art and architecture. I built and rebuilt Carlton House, the pavilion at Brighton with its domes and minarets, and the transformation of Buckingham Palace itself. I wanted London to reflect the grace and grandeur of empire, to show that Britain was the envy of the world. Those were years of war and triumph. Napoleon Bonaparte had thrown Europe into chaos, but in 1815, our armies defeated him at the Battle of Waterloo. I was not a soldier, but I took pride in the victory and honored those who achieved it. Britain stood strong, her navy ruling the seas, her flag flying far across the world. In 1820, my father died, and I became king. By then, my health had declined. Years of rich food, little sleep, and deep anxiety had taken their toll. I suffered from gout, dropsy, and pain that never truly left me. My marriage to Caroline, long in ruins, became a public scandal when she returned to claim her place as queen. The people cheered her and hissed at me, but I endured it with dignity, believing that a king must remain still even in storm. Despite illness, I sought beauty wherever it could be found. I surrounded myself with art, music, and learning. I commissioned portraits, supported painters and architects, and restored the pageantry of the monarchy. I wanted my reign to be remembered not for its quarrels, but for its culture, its elegance, its refinement, and its brilliance. I lived as few men could, surrounded by splendor and burdened by duty. I loved deeply, erred often, and reigned at last, with a sense of grace that came only through age.